please get your donations in. Do whatever you gotta do. And I guess I'll go ahead and get going in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So right off the bat, we gotta mash through that text. All you have to do is hit B, which is fortunate. By the way, if you're wondering who Mr. D is, I'll leave that as a surprise for the end of the run. No spoilerinos, please. Anyway, we're hoping for a sub 19 today. My record is 1840. But at the very least, we're probably going to be hitting sub 20, so look forward to that. Yeah, get your adjectives in, guys. Gotta get that donation. Tell you what, I will donate... Later today, I will donate $1 for every extra adjective you can add to that sentence. Go. I'll check the VOD, I'll make sure you did it. Okay, so this is the second level. This is the probably second hardest level. And there are a lot of little tricks in this game called... Well, actually, they don't have a name yet. But it's basically where I hang back on a previous screen for a little while. Just so I can reset the cycles of the enemies later on. So you're going to be seeing me do that. You're going to be seeing me death warp. And these spikes, like everything else in this game, have a silly hitbox. Basically, they stay out for as long as you even see a little tip of a spike sticking out. It'll straight up split Frogger in half like that. So, super silly. I should note that every move in this game has a frame buffer except the A, which is the super hop I'm doing right here. And that kind of gets messy after a while, because in order to be frame perfect, you literally have to press the button the second that you're able to. So like if you press it a frame early, then it won't work, and it'll just eat your input. So you may have noticed I chilled back there for the logs, or whatever you call them, the pushers to pass. That's part of the screen manipulation. Okay, this is our first boss, King Izhnek. He is the fastest boss to defeat. Right up here, if you mash a little bit, then you can skip a cutscene. So I'm going to be doing that. Hopefully we get it. Nope, we did not. Oh well. That's only 3 seconds lost. So yeah, canonically that guy is called King Izhnek. His wife calls him King Idjit. And the companion game to this game, Frogger the Great Quest, he also appeared in that game, and he was voice acted. And if you've ever heard his voice acting, you're going to be really, really glad he's not voice acted in this game. So here's Ancient Ruins, our second world. A lot of snakes in this level. You may have seen me super hop to a platform back there. That's to start the snake cycle early, instead of just regular hopping to it when it gets closer. The level clear and world clear music is going to be after I finish the run, because I'll probably have plenty of time. Okay, this is the fastest regular level. These conveyors do not matter if you just keep moving. They try to move you, but since you snap to a grid in this game, you really don't even have to start moving. You know what? I like snakes too, Piner. Like ball pythons, corn snakes, those are my jam. I mean, I think they're cute. I don't know why people freak out about them. Ooh, I thought I would die right there. But, once again, hitboxes. The fireflies have no hitbox on their tail, so you can pretty much stomp on their rear all you want, with no consequence. You're going to be seeing a great example of that with the eels in Seatown, the next world. So this boss is called Rattlesnake, very original. And basically all you have to do is chill. Yeah, snakes do eat frogs. And if you sit right here, then it'll spawn the switch right over here. Right here I got something that I call a switch glitch, which is if you hop onto the switch fast enough as it's spawning, it will repeat the switch spawn animation, but it will also keep the switch on screen. It does not do anything, it's only graphical, but it's still pretty cool to get, and it costs nothing. Let's see if I can do it again. I did it again! Nice. So that's a really tricky trick. Hashtag tricky tricks. So yeah, you have to avoid 5, 5, and 6 waves of boulders. The final and third is the slowest, but fortunately I can just do this. These crumbling tiles won't crumble because I won't step on them except just now, because I lost count, but that's boss. Okay, Seatown. This level is pretty challenging. At least to do optimally. There's not really all that much to talk about except, well, in Seatown 2 I discovered a new skip that saves about 4 seconds. Okay, so that's an example of my input getting eaten right there. You may have noticed I super hopped and then suicided. That's because I pressed left too early. So now we're gonna have to wait for a while. That might be a RIP sub 19, unfortunately. And that's literally right before the checkpoint too. So we have to wing this section now. There we go. Notice how I'm stomping on their heads, because they have no hitbox on their heads. I think part of that was to give the player some slack, because they would be pretty difficult to avoid if they were entirely hitbox. I'll point that out a little bit later as well, because that happens again in the final boss with the icicles you have to dodge. Anyway, crab train hype. I hang back on the crab train a little bit in order to reset the cycles up here, so the eel doesn't knock me off. Okay, right here is a screen timer. Right there. So after getting off a little bit late, I reset the cycles of the squid later on in the level, which means I'll be able to more easily hop onto the squid arms and hopefully save a few seconds. Nice, we got that cycle. Okay, that's all that matters. This part is really, really tight. Sweet, we made it. Alright, we got it. Let's go. That's really, really tricky, but it's worth it if you can get it. And also, it only costs like 3 seconds if you die, so you'll still save with 1.5 seconds. Anyway, if you watched my Handheld Heroes run, I apologize once again for japing you into thinking this was RNG. It's totally contrived. Yeah, that's all you have to do to beat Stripe the Shark. Let's see. Frogger's Swamp Lake Homeland is dying, I like it. Okay, Sky City. Every Arabian stereotype is pulled out of the bag for this one. So you're gonna go ahead and watch out for that, I guess. I didn't include this as a donation incentive, but I'll do it anyway because it's fun. There's a flying carpet segment in this game, so I'm gonna be working with that a little bit. Once again, a lot of tough cycles. Now you may notice that I'm going out of my way to grab some coins, and that's because I need 125 in order to get to the last levels of the game. 50 for the first level and 75 for the second. Yeah, dying is a verb. Dying a slow, horrible death would add 2 adjectives. Just saying. Oh yeah, Arabian Nights, like Arabian days. More often than hot, are hotter than hot, in a lot of good ways. And I just died, so we can do this again. And I'm so sorry if this is peaking my microphone feed. Alright, that's enough of that. So if that had not resulted in a death, then this platform would have been right next to me because I did the death warp earlier. But it all works out. I think we can still make sub 20 just fine. That very last part of the... Oh, whew, that was close. That very last part of the final carpet ride is a place where I would die and reset constantly when I was younger. So, right up here, we're going to be doing one silly skip. Oh, thank you, guys. It's going to be pretty tight, about 4 to 6 frames, I want to say. Right here. Made it, nice. It's been really consistent for me lately. And up here is a very high octane segment where I'm going to be getting the rest of our coins. As long as I can get 111, I can pick up the rest in the first level of Temple of the Frog 1. And we are good. So yeah, spikes. I'm gonna grab that for safety. I don't have to, but it saves a third of a second to skip it. Regardless, I'm gonna be skipping 3 checkpoints here. Okay, and here is Miharbi. But I'd like to call him the Trollton, because, completely due to RNG, he's killed quite a few of my PB runs. The first 2 phases are pretty easy, fortunately. But yeah, for the third phase, he literally moves faster than you, and your only saving grace is that he's a little bit stupid, and he has to take like a split second to pick up each gem. A general rule of thumb I've come to realize on this boss is that he will usually go for the edges first, so you can hop in and grab gems near the center quite easily. So what you want to do for this third phase is look for the strings. Notice he chased after me and caught up to me there. Oh, thanks for that. Every time he hits you, he stuns you, so it's pretty nasty. Like right here, you want to grab that before he can. And this... Okay, didn't get hit. But we're good. Something silly that happened yesterday, actually, while I was practicing for this run, is, I got 31 gems, he got 30, and it still counted as a loss. So he truly has graduated Trollton School now. He really earned his title with that one. That's a really tight skip I just labbed and incorporated into the run a few days ago. Wow, okay. That is completely my fault, and I blame myself for that one. That was no good! I've never died like that, actually, so that's silly. Okay, and usually you can get that swag coin too, but that's fine, because it resets the cycle. And you can just pick it up right here. I owe $15, oh no! I'm gonna have to see proof in my DMs after the run. Just saying. Alright, so we reset the cycles right here because we died earlier. And it's a little faster anyway, and we have the lives to spare. So that sets up the rest of the level pretty nicely after these ghosts. Oot! Ah, didn't make it, wow. This is less good. There we go. Fortunately, it's easy enough to run it back from there. Still have to wait for this guy now, though. And here's the last level. There are a bunch of really silly skips I'm gonna go for. No guarantees. Like right there, you have about 2 frames to skip that that spike, but I don't go for it because it's not very marathon safe. Ooh, missed that. Wow, this is terrible. This is not representational of my normal operational levels. Keep in mind, I did wake up about 30 minutes ago, and this is really early for me to wake up, normally. Anyway, this is kind of like a Dr. Wily stage. You pretty much have to pull out all your stops for this one. There's a similar principle in the second to last level in Frogger's Journey, which is the other run I'm going to be doing later this marathon. Be sure to catch it if you can. It's going to be around the same time, maybe a little later, tomorrow. So here comes Mr. D. Are you ready for this? No, you're not. He is death. He is literally death incarnate. During the second phase, I can show it off to you a little better. But yeah, he's literally just a skull mask in a floating cape holding a scythe. So that's fun. Right here, you gotta hope for good RNG. And it looks like I got decent RNG. Basically, the fireballs can spawn at any speed they want to, any location, any rate. So it's a major RNG point of the run, and you could end up losing 15 seconds due strictly to the RNG. And you can hop on these fireballs' tails, which is kind of nice. So they're not nearly as big as they look to be. That was pretty good RNG on the second phase there. But yeah, that's going to be happening again on the third and fourth phases. Check this guy out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And there we have it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking back the stolen elements. These orbs I've been collecting all along are the elements. And so what you want to do is grab them all, and then for phase 2, you're going to use the power of the elements against him. And basically kill death, if such a thing is possible. I mean, I would have settled for chess or something, but no, they had to go the extra mile. So another new skip that I just found out yesterday is that it's kind of like King Ishnek, how this fight ends. So if you mash at the very end, then it'll skip a 3-second freeze frame, which is pretty handy. Oh yeah, by the way, this is literally 3/4 of the game, or a whole and quarter of the game. Just this fight. Once again, the very tips of these icicles have no hitbox, so you can just, like, let them run up you. And it won't matter. Okay, never mind. I'll go ahead and kill myself while showing that off. But that's fine. I guess rip being ahead at the end of this run. Had a lot of fun regardless, though. Shoutouts to all my speed friendos in chat, you're awesome. There we go. You pretty much have to count 20 seconds from when that phase begins in order to do it optimally. When I was a kid, I had an original Game Boy Advance, and for some reason the contrast was screwed up, so I wasn't able to see the projectiles from either of these final 2 phases. Which resulted in me basically not finishing the game for years, until I got an SP. Anyway, I'm going to be taking a different route through the elements this time, just so I end up closest to the door. It's a little bit more tight. When Mr. D laughs, that means the elements have been taken away and you have to wait for another phase. The most you can ever get is 4. I've tasked it and it's impossible. You only have like 5 frames of wiggle room when you're going for 5, and even still you won't get them. So, time is going to be coming up after phase 2, which is right here. Nice, I got the skip. And here we go. If we get good RNG, I should be able to finish this pretty quickly. To do this optimally, you have a very small amount of time to react. I didn't get the quick kill on that one, but that's fine. Here we go. Time is... now. That's time. Whew. Okay, good run. All things considered, that is. Probably sub 21. I'm gonna have to check though. So per tradition, I'm going to voice act all of these characters, and I'm going to see if I can do it GDQ style, which is reading all the dialogue before it appears. So Lumpy says, "Frogger, you have done it. You've saved Firefly Swamp for all of us. Thanks to you, our sacred Temple of the Frog is free of the evil Mr. D." That's what Zippy's gonna say. Nice. "All's clear under the sea, Frogger. I salute you," says Chief the Pelican. Senior Chief the Pelican. Nice. Now Frogger says, "Guys, it was no problem. That Mr. D and his pals, I want to say, are a real pain, but they should not be messing with our swamp. Being outside the swamp can be really cool too. I met this real fairy, ... His friends are a real pain. I messed up. Reset." "Hi, Frogger. I knew that you could save Firefly Swamp because you have always been so very brave, and remember, no one but you is able to see me." Close enough. "What'd you say, Frogger? A real fairy?" says Lumpy. Oh yeah, this was Lily, the fairy girl. Lumpy says, "What'd you say, Frogger? A real fairy?" No, I said being outside the swamp can be cool, but I'm really very happy to go home now. See you back at the swamp." Alright, 95% accuracy, I'll take that. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip the credits in the interest of time, because I have something special I want to show off to you. While this is happening, I want to say shoutouts to all my speed friends, all my regular viewers. I don't have time to thank you specifically, but I really appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Let's do this in German just for the kicks. So what I'm going to be doing is completing the shortest boss, and then the shortest level. Actually, reverse that. Shortest level first. Just so I can show off the level complete and world complete music. I'm going to not fail this like I did at Handheld Heroes 3 times. So you're going to be taking basically the same route. You have to collect all of the elements no matter what, because if you try to finish, it'll say, "Nope, you gotta go get more elements, go back." I don't need to grab all the coins though, what am I doing? Okay, you ready for this jam? Check it out. I'm gonna boost the music. Good stuff. Alright, and after I finish Ishnek once again, I'm going to bid you adieu and welcome our next runner. Ooh, bad RNG right there. Okay, so I can't death warp anymore. Yeah, the fire here can be pretty RNG as well. But we got it. And there's also a way to soft lock on this guy, by the way. Alright, boost the music. Alright. And yep, that's I guess that's gonna do it for me. So thank you so much for tuning in, and let me see who's next so I can give them a special shout out. Coming up next is going to be, drum roll, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD with Swift SRL. So wish you the best, Swift SRL. Good luck. and I'll see you all next time. Take care.